Switch Radio Sport. This is Switch.
Worcester City win that game and they will be in Division 1 Midlands next season.
Chance in ball to Job's got chance in penalty, gets shot in and goes to the back of the net, and Cheyenne Jarvis gets the second goal for Leafland Athletic this afternoon. Found space in the 6-yard box.
Back to the edge of the penalty area with the pass, crossing towards the back post, headed goalwards and in!
That's a great shot from De Castro! Oh, what a save for Gray! And the red kid 2-0!
Stourbridge have won the Division 1 Midlands title.
The Women's Football Chat on Switch Radio.
Good evening, welcome along to this week's Women's Football Chat. My name is Chris Gadsby. I'm here every week bringing you the very latest from the third and fourth tiers of women's football here in England. That's the FA Women's National League, and as the season nears its conclusion, there's still plenty to be settled. The last 7 days, well, that was a week of missed opportunities really across the FAWNL. We'll get through all of the results and tables in the next 40 minutes or so and look ahead to a very quiet week of FAWNL action. Just 6 games to look forward to this weekend and absolutely nothing can be decided. So yeah, a bit of a quiet week coming up, but gives us an opportunity to look back on the season so far with just a couple of games left. For some, and some only have one. We will start though with the news from the last 7 days. All the news really coming from Tier 3 in the last week or so. We're going to start down south. #United, who have announced that first team manager Jason Stevens is departing the club at the end of the season after a very successful tenure with the Tags. An opportunity to join a project at a lower tier has come up and Jason has chosen to take it. He will depart alongside his assistant Craig Davidson and coach Wayne Rothen. We wish them all the best and thank them for incredible achievements they've overseen during their time with us. Initially part of the AFC Basildon setup, the trio stayed on to be part of #United at Tier 4 following the merger in 2020, and it was a strong start when they just missed out on promotion in 21-22 but got the County Cup and then the title the following year. With a 22-23 with both senior teams earning promotion. So the team has gone from strength to strength. Cup double last season after beating Newcastle United in the Cup final, and then they beat Billericay Town to win the County Cup. They're still second in Tier 3, which is the same position that they finished last year, and want another County Cup win, which would be a 5th trophy in 4 seasons. Yeah, complete change of management at #United with Jason Stevens going for a lower tier project. Interesting to see where he ends up. And we'll see kind of what that means for #United over the summer as well, and whether they can continue their strong charge towards the top of the Southern Premier Division table. 2 seasons now, it's looking like they're going to be just short of promotion into the Championship. And then we've got another managerial departure at the end of the season, this time in the Northern Premier Division at Stourbridge. Aid Clements, the first team manager, has advised Stourbridge of his intention to stand down after the final game of the season. They've said as a club they respect his decision, and although they are disappointed, they would like to place on record their thanks to him and his management team for the hard work they have put in during what has been a difficult season. Aid inherited only a few existing first team players and has worked tirelessly in trying to bolster the squad during the season. He has completed this role as a volunteer, for which we are very grateful. They're already looking for replacement. Any interested parties can get in touch with the club. So Two managerial departments, I've done that again now, departures already announced for the end of this season. We'll wait to see if there are any more coming up. The end of the season now, just 23 days away, and still plenty to determine. There is still, of course, only one league title in the bag. Let's go through then and have a look at the results from the last 7 days. We shall start in the Northern Premier Division, and a bit of a shock at the City Ground, where Nottingham Forest are held to a 1-1 draw with Hull City. Holly Manders opened the scoring in the 11th minute, and the kind of mindset I think amongst many of the fans was, okay, here we go, this is going to be relatively routine. But Ellie Tanser equalised for Hull, and they were able to hold on for a valuable point for them. And it does mean that Forest have been pegged back somewhat in this title race. They will still be the favourites, but they have been pegged back somewhat. Right, Sporting Cowser, a great win for them, beating Liverpool Feds by 6-0. Anya Denham in the 2nd minute opened the scoring. Layla Kennelly then in the 10th minute added a second. Tiana Russell Cartwright in the 53rd making the 3rd. Then Layla Kennelly again in the 71st minute made it 4-0. Now, if the game wasn't already out of Liverpool Feds' reach at that point, 2 red cards in the 72nd minute. Katie Anderson getting a yellow and then a red in the same minute. Mia Parry, who was already on a yellow card just before half time, also then getting a second yellow. So Liverpool Feds finishing the game with 9. What that meant was that Daisy Wickett's 77th minute goal and Olivia Stubbs' 93rd minute goal for Sporting Cowser was made life a little bit more interesting and easy for them. But that is a huge 3 points for Sporting Cowser in their fight towards the bottom of the table. The bottom 2, Stourbridge against Halifax. Both sides needed to win for the chance to stay in the division, and Halifax come away with the 3-1 win. Chloe Fisher in the 11th and the 18th minute put them 2-0 up before the 20-minute mark. Lizzie Bennett-Steele in the 73rd minute did get one back for Stourbridge, but Sarah Hassan in 1 minute from time restored the 2-goal advantage for Halifax and gave them the 3-1 victory. Big game towards the top. Wolverhampton Wanderers against Burnley. It's Wolves that come away with the 3 points from this one. 2 for Charlotte Greengrass in the 33rd and the 62nd minute. And then Burnley's only goal just before half-time to Jade Richards means that they fall by 2-1. And then in the later kick-offs, Stoke City 2, Rugby Borough 3. Evie Precy in the 60th minute, Shannon Stamps in the 64th minute for Stoke. But 2 for Yasmin Mosby and 1 for Lily Greenslade with the goals for Rugby Borough. In fact, Lily Greenslade's winner in the 95th minute, so very late winner for Rugby Borough there. And West Bromwich Albion, this was just a mid-table game against Derby County. 2-0 win for West Brom. Rhiannon Oakley and Alicia Miller with the goals in that one. What that has meant for the Northern Premier Division table is it's all changed towards the bottom. We will start there. Mention there that Halifax and Stourbridge both had to win in order for the chance to stay in the division, but because of Sporting Cowser's 6-0 win over Liverpool Feds, Halifax's 3-1 win over Stourbridge proved to not be enough. So relegation in the Northern Premier Division has been decided. Stourbridge and Halifax both relegated into Tier 4, unless of course the Women's Championship saves one of them. So Hull City down to 10th, but they are safe. Sporting Cowser up to 9th and have also secured safety in the Northern Premier Division for another season. Towards the top of the table, Forest still on top, but now only on goal difference, although they do have a game in hand against Wolves, who are level with them. Stoke City in 3rd and Burnley in 4th. You will see as well on the right hand side of that table there a green line. You'll see this on all of the tables now, and also a red line towards the bottom. Those lines denote teams who can mathematically still win the league title or still get relegated from their division. Just makes it a little bit easier to see visually who are still fighting at the top and the bottom. So you could argue that it's much there's far fewer teams than that in the Northern Premier Division. Burnley have to win all 3 of their remaining games and hope that Forest don't score another point. Stoke have to win both of their remaining games, hope Forest don't get another point, and overturn like a 24-goal swing. So you could argue that it is literally between Forest and Wolves. That does seem to be the most likely outcome. But mathematically, Stoke and Burnley can still win the title, so they are included against that line. The Northern Premier Division was actually the most busy league on Sunday, with everybody taking part. So we'll move to the south. The Southern Premier Division, just 2 games. Ipswich Town against Gwalior United, Cheltenham Town against Lewis. Both 2-0 wins for the home side. Ipswich Town, 2 for Natasha Thomas, 33rd and 59th minute. For Cheltenham Town, a 2-0 win over Lewis. Una Lu in the 23rd minute, Henna Butcher in the 60th minute with the 2-0 win for Cheltenham. What that means for the Southern Premier Division is, Cheltenham Town are up to 8th. They are now mathematically safe in the division for another year after their win over Lewis. Gwalior United dropped down to 9th following their defeat to Ipswich Town. They are 6 points above the drop zone with 2 games left to play and a goal difference swing of 18 that Plymouth will need to do. Don't forget, Plymouth play Gwalior on the last day of the season. So it'll be one of those 3 sides towards the bottom, Plymouth Argyle, Billericay Town, Gwalior United, that join Milton Keynes Dons in Tier 4. Towards the top, Ipswich Town 3 points clear now of #United. Exeter City can still win the title, but they would have to win both of their remaining games, hope that Ipswich lose all 3 of their remaining games, and overturn a goal difference swing of nearly 40. Very unlikely, but as I said, mathematically they are still in that title fight. And as I said, just with 2 games to go, it's not a huge amount to talk about from the Southern Premier Division. Let's go through to Division 1 Midlands. Just 1 game, Leafield Athletic against Loughborough Lightning. A 7-goal thriller won by Loughborough, 4-3 in the end. So how did this one go? Well, Ella Bryan opened the scoring for Leafield Athletic in the 6th minute before Lauren Purchase equalised in the 10th. Morgan Rogers then put Loughborough in front in the 14th minute. LMA Coots in the 44th minute. Then there was an own goal in there in the second half as well. So Loughborough 4-1 up at one stage before Abby Cowie in the 87th and Janelle Stracker in the 89th pulled it back for Leafield Athletic, but they weren't able to get that equaliser and they lose by 4-3. That means for the Midlands table then, there are still, again, technically 4 teams that can win the Division 1 Midlands title. Loughborough Lightning 3 points out in front now. Northampton Town just 3 points behind them and with a worse goal difference. Peterborough United 4 behind them. Leafield Athletic are 6 behind with 2 games to go. So again, very unlikely, but still mathematically in the conversation. Towards the bottom, we've known this for a while. Lincoln United, Sutton Coldfield Town and the like are safe. Lincoln City already relegated, so it'll be Solihull Moors or Worcester City. Solihull Moors need realistically to win both of their remaining games in order to survive. They have Northampton Town at home and Notts County away. Worcester City have Barnsley Women away and end the season with Lincoln City at home, which is why you would suspect that Solihull Moors will be the other side to be relegated, as you would think that Worcester City would be able to get at least something from their game with Lincoln City. Lincoln City just with 1 point, and that came against Solihull Moors. So Worcester City will be hoping for 3 points, and that would secure their safety if it is not done already by that point. Okay, Northern Division 1 North. 3 games to talk about here. We'll start with the 0-0 draw between Huddersfield Town and Chorley. it was a 0-0 draw. Leeds United 2, Stockport County 0. 2 goals here in the first half to Amy Woodruff for Leeds United, 34th and 45th minute. And big game towards the bottom, York City against Norton and Stockton Ancients. It's Norton who get the 3 points with a 2-1 win away from home. Kind of all the goals scored early on, really. Louise Atkinson in the 13th minute put Norton in ahead. That only lasted for a couple of minutes before Jess Holder equalised for York City, and then Bianca Owens in the 36th minute put Norton back ahead, and they were able to hold on to that for the rest of the game and get themselves what could prove to be a crucial 3 points. Division 1 North table then. We'll start at the bottom because Norton Stockton Ancients, that 3 points has done them a world of good. They are now 6 points clear of Doncaster Rovers Bells with 2 games left to go. And the goal difference, it is better, but with a goal difference of just 2, if Doncaster Rovers were to win both of their games and Norton lose both of their games, and the goal difference would swing in Doncaster's favour. So it doesn't really have that much of an impact at this point. York City are down to 10th. They are 4 points clear of Doncaster Rovers Bells though. So Doncaster Rovers still need to beat both of their remaining opponents in order to survive, really, or at least get 4 points if they want to overtake York. They have Middlesbrough away and then Huddersfield at home. So to get 2 wins against the teams in 2nd and 4th is going to be quite a tall order for Doncaster. But it's relegation fights, and they can do remarkable things as we've seen in the past in relegation fights. York City, Stockport County away and Leeds United at home, so 8th and 5th. So definitely an easier run-in for York, but again, a lot could be decided before the last day of the season. Towards the top, 3 teams still in it then. Chorley did drop points though with that 0-0 draw against Huddersfield. So they are now more the outsiders. They are 5 points away. They need to win both of their remaining games, which is Leeds United away and Norton Stockton Ancients away, and hope that Cheadletown Stingers and Middlesbrough realistically don't score another point. Cheadle with Huddersfield away and then Fylde at home. Middlesbrough with Doncaster Rovers at home and Barnsley away. You would imagine that they will get something from that game, and that would be enough to take Chorley out of the title race. Interestingly then, of course, with the goal difference being so close between Cheadletown and Middlesbrough, it is not beyond the realms of possibility that the goal difference ends level between those two sides. You're then going to goals scored, which at the moment between those sides is also level. So we could be into many rounds of tiebreaker in order to separate those two sides at the end of the season. And that would be, quite an end to the Division 1 North season, which, as we've said for a long time, has been far and away the most interesting league that we've had in the FAWNL this season. It's so... If you compare it to the rest of the leagues, the Northern Premier Division has got teams down in single-digit points. Stourbridge on 5. The Southern Premier Division has Milton Keynes Dons down on just 1 point. The Midlands has got the same with Lincoln City. South East has got the same really with Ashford and with London Seaward. South West with Southampton Women's. Division 1 North is the only league where everybody has been taking a good number of points, and it is really coming down to the wire. So it is going to be a big change and a big look at what's going to happen in Division 1 North. Fylde are still in it, but they need to win both of their remaining games to stand a chance of survival, and Fylde have Durham at home, who are 6th, and Cheadle on the last day, who are top of the table. It's going to be a very tall order for AFC Fylde. Right, let's go through then into South East. 1 game. Real Bedford had the chance to win the title and could not do it. A 0-0 draw with AFC Sudbury means that the fight goes on in Division 1 South East. So Real Bedford are 5 points clear of Norwich City. They are the only two sides now that can still win the title. Relegation, of course, has been sorted. So Real Bedford against Norwich City, the title fight. Real Bedford need realistically a point from their final two games, and they have London Seawood and Dulwich Hamlet still to go. You would imagine that they will get over the line. Norwich City with Actonians away and Queen's Park Rangers at home. So not only have Real Bedford got the points advantage, they have the much easier running. And you imagine it's going to be a matter of time, really, that they take the title. 13th of April now it is going to be. Well, that's when they play their next game, which is London Seawood, and you would imagine that they get the job done there. Right, well, we've just one game, and that was a 0-0 to go through. We'll move straight through already to Division 1 South West. 4 games at the weekend, then 2 in midweek. We will start with the weekend. Abingdon United against Bridgewater United. A 1-1 draw here. Keely Banfield with the goal for Bridgewater United, but Lauren May, 28th minute, with the one for Abingdon. A huge lift for Bournemouth Sports with their 1-0 win over Maidenhead United. That is a result that sees them safe in South West for another season. Holly Shaw with the goal 10 minutes from time was the only goal of the game, but it was enough to have Bournemouth Sports in the FAWNL next season. What's somewhat useful from people like my point of view is Bournemouth Sports obviously staying in Division 1 South West, with AFC Bournemouth going into the Southern Premier Division. We haven't got two Bournemouths in the same league, which is quite handy. Bristol Rovers beating Portishead Town by 2-1. Riamborn Hallett in the 5th minute, Thierry Joe Guavin in the 18th minute for Bristol Rovers. Emily Lindsay getting a goal for Portishead Town in the 95th minute, but too little, too late for them. AFC Bournemouth, unsurprisingly, continuing their winning ways. 5-2 they beat Worthing. A hat-trick for Eloise Hall, 11th, 43rd and 58th minute. Kelsey Bowers in the 13th minute. Gemma McGuinness in the 34th minute for Bournemouth as well. 2 for Worthing coming to Sophie Humphrey, 16th and 55th minutes. And then we go into the midweek games. On Wednesday, AFC Bournemouth against Southampton Women, a 7-0 win for Bournemouth. Ellie Stripple in the 4th minute, Erin Bloomfield in the 6th minute, Jenna Markham in the 11th minute, Kenny Thompson in the 14th minute. So Bournemouth 4-0 up before the quarter of an hour mark. Helen Blizzard in the 41st minute, Ellie Stripple again in the 44th minute, 6-0 at half time, and then Markham with her second of the game in the 61st minute, the only goal in the second half. And then on Thursday night, Bristol Rovers against Keynsham Town, a 1-0 win for Bristol Rovers. A first goal for the club for Chloe Bassett gives Bristol Rovers the 3 points. What that means for the table, Bournemouth are now 20 out of 20 and 15 points clear of anybody else in the South West table. We already knew they were champions. Bristol Rovers, with that win on Thursday night, are up to 4th, and Worthing go down to 5th. Towards the bottom then, Bournemouth Sports are now safe. They are 7 points clear of Portishead Town, who are in 11th, and there are only 2 games to go as well. Abingdon United then, the only other side at danger at the moment, but they need just 1 point realistically with the goal difference to secure their safety, and they take on Southampton Women's the next time out. Portishead Town, they need to win both of their games. They have for their final 2 Moneyfields at home and AFC Bournemouth away. I think we can probably all agree that that is quite a tall order. Let's just have a look very quickly at the women's championship table, because that will help look at who's going to go down, come up, all the rest of it. So it's still Sheffield United at the bottom of the table with 3 games left to play, and they are 3 points away from safety. But their next game, big game, is not until the 20th of April. So pretty much everything in the FAWNL is going to be set before the championship is over. So they've got Blackburn at home on the 20th, then Southampton away at home on the 27th, and Sunderland away on the 4th of May. So Blackburn currently in 9th. They're 5 points above Sheffield United. Portsmouth are the side that really would have an effect, of course, on the FAWNL. They've got 2 games left to play, Bristol City and Blackburn as well. But their goal difference is minus 36. Sheffield United's is minus 23. So level on points does favour Sheffield United, of course. So at the moment, Sheffield United means that it will be 11th spot in the Southern Premier Division that gets saved, which at the moment is Plymouth Argyle, which would save Portishead Town in South West. If that changes, obviously if Plymouth overtake Billericay Town, then South East 11th spot, which at the moment is Ashford Town, would be saved. If Sheffield United overtake Portsmouth, then you're looking at 11th spot in the Northern Premier Division, which is currently Halifax, which would then save 11th in Division 1 North, which is currently Doncaster Rovers Bells. So many sides in the FAWNL that are going to be saved or relegated based on geography rather than necessarily anything that's happened on the pitch. But that's just the way it is with Reading going at the start of the season. Right, let's have a look at fixtures. This isn't going to take very long. There are only 6 games in the FAWNL this coming week. We'll start in the Southern Premier Division. Ipswich away at Watford. Now, Ipswich cannot win the title this weekend, but they can do it in all but name. If they get the 3 points, they will be 6 clear of #United with 2 games left to play and a goal difference that is about 30 better. And are Ipswich Town suddenly, with 2 games to play, going to start losing games 8-9-0 in order to swing that? No, they are not. So Ipswich are on the verge of winning the title if they get the 3 points against Watford this weekend. In the Midlands, 2 games. Notts County at home to Loughborough Lightning and Peterborough United against Leafield Athletic. So Loughborough, similar situation, can win the title pretty much in all but name. If they win, they go 6 clear of Northampton Town. If Leafield are able to take points away from Peterborough United as well, Loughborough will be 6 clear and with the better goal difference with just 2 games to go. So although they cannot mathematically win the title this weekend, they will be all but there, really. Notts County, of course, are safe. Peterborough and Leafield, it might be, well, they're playing their 21st game this weekend. So for Leafield Athletic, if Loughborough get a point, they're officially out the title race. And same for Peterborough. If Loughborough can get a win, then they're out the title race as well. So it could be that by the end of this weekend, it is literally between Loughborough and Northampton, but Loughborough will need just 1 point from their remaining 2 games to get back into the Northern Premier Division. Division 1 South East, 2 games here as well. AFC Sudbury against Chatham Town. That's 7th against 3rd. Chatham Town can't win the title. AFC Sudbury, of course, are in mid-table, can't get relegated. And then Ashford Town against London Seaward, the bottom 2. Now, both already relegated in quotes because, of course, depending on what happens elsewhere, it is possible that 11th spot gets saved in Division 1 South East. So this is still an important game for these 2 sides. Ashford Town will want the win, get themselves 4 points clear of London Seaward with just 2 games to go. London Seaward could get themselves back into 11th. That could save them if results elsewhere in other leagues go their way. So it is still a very important game, despite the fact that at the moment both sides are set to go down. And then there is 1 game in Division 1 South West. Swindon Town, who are in 3rd, against AFC Bournemouth, who are top of the table, already champions. This game is being played now rather than with everybody else on the 13th of April, because of course on the 13th of April it is the plate final between Bournemouth and Cheltenham, which will be a good indicator for Bournemouth about where they're stacking up against teams in the Southern Premier Division next season. So yeah, just 1 game in South West. Again, Swindon, they can't move from where they are in their 3rd spot, and Bournemouth, of course, have already won the title. So that does it really. As I said, not really much to go through from this week. Not as many results as normal, and only 6 fixtures to go through. We'll have a similar thing next week as well, where we've only got 6 results to go through. Nothing can be decided, really. It's just going to be a case of, oh, look, Ipswich and Loughborough, they are now 1 point away from securing the title. But next week, it is a full programme, apart from a couple of games on the 13th, the penultimate round of fixtures of the season. So we'll go through all of that, look at who needs what to survive, who needs what to claim a title, and we'll go through all of that in quite a bit more detail. But that is going to do it for this week's episode of the Women's Football Chat. Bit of a shorter one this week, but not as much to talk about. I will be back next week. There aren't any midweek games, so I'll be back on Thursday night next week with the Women's Football Chat, as I said, as we look ahead to that busy weekend of football in the FAWNL, and we see if anybody can claim the titles, or if it's going to go down to the final day. Thank you very much for watching. At W Football Chat on X is the place to go for all of the very latest with the results, the tables and the news from the FAWNL. I'll be back next Thursday evening. Goodbye.